Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let me share my conference, I think. Right. Can you see my Canva right now? Sorry.
Um, no.
No.
Maybe it takes time. Yeah.
Here.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, before Miss Lucky starts, because I will be away at maybe 10 to 1. Everyone,
Mm-hmm.
if you have like vocabulary that you want to discuss or anything about the questions, suggestions for everyone here in this virtual room, you can just write it down and then later on you can discuss, okay? Okay,
Okay.
you can start. What's my name?
All right. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good evening, everyone, and good afternoon for Ms. Aziza. So today I would like to present you about multilingualism in the classroom practices. But I think I should introduce myself again here. So let me just have a quick introduction. So my name is actually Luki Medianti Dermawan, and most of people will call me as Luki. And I always require my students to address me as Miss because I don't feel like to address like with Boo, because Boo with my nickname is actually kind of with like Boo Luki. Like without Ki, it would be super, super weird for me. So yeah, I graduated from Universitas Negeri Malang and also Universitas Muhammadiyah Malang for my PPG or Pre-Service Teacher Education. And I also add some TMI about me, like I am a bibliophile, which is I love reading, and I actually have a bookstagram. The account I will share it in the end of this presentation. So please bear with me. And then I am also bibliophile, which is I love reading, and because reading book while outside raining and drinking some hot tea like that, like matcha, it feels really, really good for me. And I also love mint chocolate gelato, and I do love journaling also. So let's start with the disclaimer first. So I already designed this presentation based on my personal teaching reflection and experience as an English teacher. I actually start teaching English in this 2 semester in one of senior high school in Malang. So what is actually multilingualism? So multilingualism is a word that comes from Latin language, comes from multilingual. We know that multi is actually means many and lingual means language. So that's why multilingual refers to the ability of someone to express themselves, himself or herself in several languages. Like in Indonesia, in my context here, because I teach in Malang. So in my English classroom, I usually use 3 languages, which are English, Indonesian, and Japanese. So the first question here is actually how often do English teachers in Indonesia switch to Bahasa Indonesia or local language to clarify concepts for students? My answer is actually depending on the class that I teach. I, for an overview, I actually teach 2 grades. The first one is 10th grade and the second one is 12th grade. So for the 10th grade, I teach 9 classes, while the 12th grade, I teach 3 classes. So I will take the 10th grade case here because I often meet them in this whole week. So two of nine classes that I teach actually designed by the school to be excellent classes, but it's not stated clearly actually. I got the information from the counselor teacher in my school. So these two classes actually designed for students who have the top rank in the register in the beginning school year. And the one is actually designed for Olympiad students. So in these two classes, actually, I mostly speak in them because they really to understand what I talk to them. This I call them as where I speak most more in that class and balance the using of Indonesian there. But I don't know. I feel like sometimes it's like 45 English, 40
Is it only me? Okay. She disappeared.
Please. Yes.
Yeah. It's kind of cute actually because my lecturers here often use the word disappear when we disappear from the class. Like, okay, that's it. We disappear. And then what? We disappear. So that's why I kind of use it now when Miss Lucky disappears. Okay. The you can continue.
Okay. All right. So where did I kind of disappear? So yeah. So I switch bahasa to English whenever my students ask for clarity of from my instruction.
Okay. Anyway, I can't
So it's
see you.
actually, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about the share screen. Mhm.
Yes. Yes, it's clear. Mm,
All right. Code switching is actually complete shift to another language. So that's why whenever I try to clarify my instruction to my students, I switch from English to Bahasa or vice versa. So that's called code switching. The second question is how do students in English classrooms respond to English only instructions, especially in cases where they struggle to understand? So in my classes, they actually pay attention whenever I talk to them in English, but I always uh, try to to not laugh at them because they always have this kind of expression like with for white ma'am, what did you say? Like they literally confused about the English only instruction. So that's why I will re-explain it or simplify the instruction that I already told them in Indonesian. So that's why I use code switching. Sometimes it feels kind of as an English teacher because I teach English, but I feel like for those regular classes. So whenever I got this article, actually I realized that many English teachers out there actually feel the same like the way I feel. Here in Gallagher article, there is a statement which teachers often articulated feelings or guilt and discomfort when they themselves use the L1 in class or when their students use it, particularly in shared L1 context. And there are two teachers here, Jane and Martin. For Jane, she answered that it was my fault. Like she blamed herself because because her classes weren't entertaining enough for students to actually um, enjoy the learning process. While Martin here feels a bit guilty because he feels like he break the rule. And I actually kind of um, I can relate with Martin because I have a role when in the beginning of being an English teacher, I have a rule that okay, because I am an English teacher, so that, but then again, I hit by reality. It's actually um mostly impossible in my classes because again, I teach Indonesian students who which English actually their foreign language, not for us as an English teacher in Indonesia, if we feel guilty whenever we don't speak English most of the time. And the third question is actually, are there any instances where students are discouraged or penalized for speaking Bahasa Indonesia or their local language in an English class? So if I have to go back to the school year, my school year, I feel like I never got any penalty of not speaking English in English classroom. So that's why I think that's a good point to not give my students also penalty whenever they speak in Bahasa or their local language or Japanese in to be exact. But in the beginning of the semester, I will add classroom pledge, which asks them to speak in English. I want to them to speak in English with bare minimum here whenever they want to ask for my permissions to go to bathroom perhaps or with answering simple question during my attendance list when I check the attendance list. So I just try to encourage them to speak in English in these two times here. So, and here I add teacher-student bonding here because I feel whenever I have good connection with my students, they will literally don't shy and don't be afraid to ask for clarity of my um, instruction. Whenever they are confused with something, they will literally ask me, and I am really glad to know that they are brave to ask me about anything that confused them. And then to encourage some students actually feel encouraged to speak in English because they want to challenge themselves to speak in English whenever they are in my class. So one day, my students, there was my a student asked me about, ma'am, can we actually speak in English all the time, and then we we will have a penalty whenever whoever speak in Indonesian or Japanese. And I literally sang, okay, good. That's a good point that if you want to challenge yourself, but I cannot guarantee that I will give any friends of yours to with penalty because they speak in Indonesian or local language. But at least you try your best to speak in English with me. That's literally enough for me. And there are some students who actually try to answer my simple questions. Like I used to ask her about how was your day or how are you? And she literally used literal translation and she answered my question with not good, miss. This morning my mom angry to me. In if we translate in Indonesia, it should be like aku nggak baik-baik aja, miss, karena mamaku marah-marah, angry this morning. Tadi pagi tuh marah-marah ke aku, and that's actually kind of cute for me. But yeah, I'm glad that they actually tried their best to speak in English with me. So that's all from me. And yeah, I hope we can share many teaching reflections on your classroom. Thank you. I give it back to Ms. Aziza.
Okay, thank you so much for the wonderful presentation from your reflective teaching experience that you can share with us. Um, before I ask or I guide all the participants here to respond to Miss Luki's presentation. Um, is there anyone who want to join us, Miss Luki? Because I just put you as host, so I cannot see anyone who want to join us. There is no. Okay, no problem. All right. I have several. I have one question and also one comments about Ms. Luca's presentation. But before I start, anyone want to start first? Maybe Mbak Sanang or Miss Nadia? Anyone want to start? Oh, okay.
Okay. Um, well, I don't know if it is a question or an addition to Miss Logi's presentation or experience, but um, I know as a teacher we was in that phase. I'm interested in that part where Miss Jane or Miss Martin and others.
Yeah.
I know as a teacher we was on that phase where we felt like felt guilty because we think that we are not good enough in teaching our students, or maybe um, anything. We always like have pressure on ourselves, and I still have that feeling up to today. And my question is, how do you overcome, or maybe you have an advice to overcome the pace, so I will not feel too guilty to my students, because I think I do my best, but still I feel the pressure. I think that's all. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Miss
All right,
Luki.
thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Savannah, for the question. So, how do I overcome this kind of guilty? I feel like, yeah, it's always support I think in Bahasa more than English, but I just try to ease myself with like this. Wait a minute. Mm, how to overcome? Oh yeah. So as long as my students get the point of my teaching, that's actually fine. That's how I actually overcome the guilt that I feel at that time. So yeah, as long as they understand about the material, that's totally fine. But again, it's still kind of disappointing to me because I actually want to improve their English proficiency. But yeah, I know it will take time a lot because again, we are Indonesian who has who actually English is as our foreign language. So yeah, that's actually the way how I overcome the guilt itself. Mhm. Good luck, Miss Asana.
Okay, Mbak Hasanah, any response?
No, I think that's enough. But
Okay, actually, I'm sorry if you hear my homes. Aina's talking. Aina likes to talk, like to shout, like to run here and there. That's why I'm watching her through my CCTV. So, that is actually a good question. How to overcome the guilt when we use our L1 in our L2 or in our English class. As I remember, my lecturer ever told me, ever reminded me, not me, but the whole class, we should know our philosophical value of being a good teacher. Before we teach, we should know what is our learning goal for that day? What is our learning objective for that day? When we already achieve our goals and objectives, we should appreciate ourselves because if it is not us who appreciate our single steps in our English classroom, so who? Not, of course, our students will appreciate our effort, but not all of them will do that. So we should remind ourselves what is our goal by coming to this class today. Like Miss Luki explained, as long as my students understand the materials, especially for that day, okay, I am a good teacher, as long as they understand. And yeah, we should know our philosophical value of teaching, of being a good teacher. We should define again what is a good teacher, what is good classroom environment. So we should have our philosophical stance regarding that points. So we should not always feel guilty because I myself also feel guilty when in the big class I need to speak Bahasa Indonesia when some of the students want me to only speak in English. But in state school, we cannot differentiate between the high achievers and then the low achievers. So yeah, we should be in the middle that we can cover all students in our class can learn. And back again, we should define what do we mean by learn? Is it I+1? Is it I plus what else? We should define it before we come to the class so that we can, what is it, decrease the field of being guilty in our classrooms. So maybe we should know our goals first as a teacher. What is a good teacher? We should reflect on our own. Yeah, that is only the answer from my lecturers, and I just deliver it to you, especially to Mbak Hasanah as the one who asked the question. But that is very good question because we can finally, what is it, try to remind ourselves that we should not always feel guilty. What we should do is we should know what is a good teacher from our own point of view. Okay. Now, I'd like to give a comments about the article that Ms. Luki mentions. It's from Gallagher. Gallagher is actually one of the compulsory reading in my language and the learner courses. But because this is very good paper, especially if you want to talk about multilingualism, so that I share this article to Ms. Luki. And maybe Ms. Luki, later on, you can share this article to Ms. Hasana, because I'm afraid that I will forget. Because after this, I have another agenda. That's why. Please just share this Gallagher article to Mbak Hasana. And if you are interested in one paper, you can use Research Rabbit. It's a website. You can just type the title or the DOI of a paper, and then it will lead you to another paper that has similar research field that you are interested in. For example, if you are interested in Gallagher's paper, you can just type Gallagher's title or Gallagher's DOI, and then it will lead you to other papers that cited Gallagher's paper. Yeah. If you're really interested in this topic and if you want to continue to your future professional development, you can use that one, Research Rabbit. Wait, let me type it down here, Research Rabbit. Okay. Um, Actually, that is also my question about feeling guilty and discomfort. So I will cross that one. And I would like to respond to Miss Luki's explanation about asking for permission to go to the washroom using English. Actually, when you mention about it, I kind of reflect to my elementary school experience, because at that time, my teachers only want me to use English when I want to go to the bathroom. And at that time, when I was in second graders, I don't know how to do it. That's why I just keep it until the bell rang. Oh my goodness, it was very stressful, and that's why I hate English because of that one. Because I think we need to consider our learner's level. At that time, I was only 8 years old, and I don't know how to say, okay, ma'am, I need to go to the washroom. I don't know how to say that because my teacher only explained it like in the first day of our school, like she wrote it on our whiteboard, oh, no, on our blackboard, and then every student should write it down on our notebook. But at that time, I don't know where is my notes. That's why I cannot go to the bathroom. Oh my god, I really hate English at that time. Really, 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 really hate English. Oh my goodness. I started to love English after I met my junior high school teachers when I was in the third graders. And what she did was only give applause to myself when I had individual presentation about how to make cupcake. And she only say, okay, good job, well done. And since then, I started to love English until now. I started to join like debate team in my senior high school. I started to join like competition in English just because of this applause. See, something small matters. And we should reflect on that one. Instead of feeling, okay, why I cannot make my students always speak English? It will lead to guilty. But back again, just doing small gestures like positive affirmations, it will lead something big in our students' heart or mind, especially if they are from younger level. Yeah. That's from experience. And how about from Basana and Luki? Have you experienced something that at first you don't like it when it comes to English, but finally you like it because you receive like external motivation, like what I experienced when I was in junior high school? Have you experienced that kind of thing before?
I always love to learn languages, so I don't think I have like some kind of experience.
Ah, okay. Okay, language learning experience. At that time, I love English, Japanese, and Arabic. I learned these three languages, and I only love Arabic and Japanese because the teacher do not force the students to only use one language in our classrooms. And the result is I always got like high scores back then, only in Arabic and Japanese. Oh, and in Indonesians. But for English, oh my goodness, it was terrible. Yeah. So the teachers affect students' motivation, and I agree with that. point. And as I know, there's also supporting papers for that part. Teachers' engagement to the class affected students' motivation. If you want to write a paper, you can also study about that one. And you can study your own teacher, your own students. Yeah. That's good, Mbak Asana, if you love languages and you've never experienced such kind of experience. That's great. Okay, how about Ms. Luki? Have you experienced some such kind of things?
No, I think, because, yeah, like Miss Asana, I actually love English because of my father's, since I was a child, he actually, um, oh yeah, tried to speak, yeah, to invite me to speak English a
Mm.
little bit, yeah, because I was still a child. Yeah.
Mm.
So I love English. I never had experienced that kind of thing before.
Yeah. I ever hate to learn. I ever hate. I ever hate. I ever. Can anyone help me? What does it mean by I ever hate?
I'm sorry, miss. I mean, I mean, I have, like I hate to learn English tenses. But then, when,
Mm-hmm.
when I was in my senior high school,
Yeah.
the teacher is quite fun
Mm.
because he teach me using the word "I love you."
Mm.
So he explained many tenses from that sentence. So I love you, and then I loved you. I will love you, like that. So that's why now like uh I'm sorry, my son.
It's
Yeah. So yeah, because of that now um because of that I love to learn grammar things like that.
mm.
Yeah.
Okay. That is actually a good point because yesterday when I was in my evaluation design of TESOL of teaching materials, I mentioned about one thing about engagement or personalization. What it means is when the materials that we give, even just a small sentence that we give, engage with students' feeling, or yeah, personalize with students' feeling about I love you, about showing affections, it will grow motivation within the students. And it is there in one book from Evaluation in Design. If I'm not mistaken, it's from this book. It's like, what is it? It's like the Bible here because everything is here about evaluation and design of these whole materials. And I use this book and I learn about the engagement. And Miss Nadia mentioned about it, about what is it? About using the word I love you to explain tenses. And we can learn from that part if we give the materials that engage with our learners emotionally, not only cognitively, it will increase their motivations. And I've never had experience about it because my elementary school teachers and my junior high school teachers is really strict when it comes to grammar. That's why I never love English back then in elementary and junior high schools. Even when I was in the second graders of elementary school, I need to remember irregular verbs. Just imagine 8 years old students need to remember all irregular verbs. Oh my goodness. That's terrible. But the good thing is now I remember everything. So that's why I still pray for my English teacher, even though back then I really hate English. For sure. Yeah. That's why I learned from that experience and I just try not to do that to my students. Yeah. Nadia, Miss Nadia, Miss Nadia, yeah, that's good. About personalization, about engagement. Yeah, it can enrich students' motivation. All right. So, that's it for me. Oh, it's almost the time. I mean, it's almost 1 o'clock. Anyone want to add something or you want to continue to have discussions before I leave so that I can give the time for the three of you to discuss anything? No? There is. Can you hear my daughters shouting? No. No, she is quiet now. Yeah, she is busy. She doesn't love to have a video call with me because I rarely use smartphones back then when I was in Indonesia. That's why I need to monitor her using the CCTV so that I feel like I'm home. Yeah, but that's good. She loves reading. Like, oh my goodness, my mom just said that at night, she used to read like 2 books every night, but now she needs to read like 4 books. And my mom, oh Mbak, ya Allah Mbak anaknya sekarang gitu. Yeah, I'm happy, but okay. 4 books again and again. That's why. Yeah. But no problem. Time is short. I will go back. It's already dissertation time. Okay. Please pray for me and I will pray for you. We will pray for everyone. Yeah. Let's grow together. I'm very happy, everyone, that you come here to this SPEC-Ed, and I believe that you will have this enrichment, this exposure to English, and hopefully you can come here to Edinburgh, and then and then we can go travel together. Yeah, I'm here. I can take you to the restaurant. We can cook together. As long as I'm here, you can sleep with me. It's fine. You can manage the budget. Yeah, just come, just text me. Yeah. Okay. You know, I like to talk when I'm comfortable with the environment. That's why I'm still talking when I should go to my class. So, okay, anyone want to say something before we disappear? No. Miss Luki? Oh, Miss Nadia, you want to say something?
No, miss.
Okay.
I think it's
Yeah.
enough. But thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. So, I think hello. I think this will be the end of our multilingualism topic. And for the next part, maybe, yeah, I will have a voting whether we want to talk about the vocabulary, about designing learning materials, but back again, we do not about the theoretical thing. We learn from our experience because it's only for speaking practice. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. I think that's all. Miss Luki, you want to say something? You want to close this session? Please do.
Okay. Thank you for having me today. Thank you for coming to this discussion again. Thank you for Miss Aziza, who actually give this kind of opportunity to us to present our multilingualism topic in the previous meetings too. So yeah, thank you everyone, and good luck for us.
Good luck for us. Good luck for the dissertation. Good luck for your teaching. Good luck for your master's degree who want to continue. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everyone. See you again. I don't know when. I will let the admin to arrange the schedule. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. So we will disappear. Bye-bye. Assalamualaikum. Oh yeah, Miss Luki, you can stop the recording and it will be delivered to the OneDrive. Okay, we are done. May I leave now?
Yes, Mbak.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.